Good morning, everyone. Swagatika, good morning. Harshita, good morning. Megha, good morning. So, we are going to do unit number 9, unit number 8, PF Act and Gratuity Act. I will give you the test to practice. Fine. So, let's do this part 1 of Labor's Welfare and Social Security. Read it. The first question is the Apprentice Act 1850 aimed to protect orphanage children and enable them to learn trades under experienced craftsmen. The Fatal Accident Act 1853 was enacted to provide financial compensation to the workers injured at the workplace. Not completely well, Swagatika. So the answer is option number. Statement 1 is incorrect and 2 is correct. Is that so? What do you mean by fatal? Fatal is death. Statement 1 is correct. See, Apprentice Act of 1850 was specifically for the orphanage children. It was, so if you go back to the history, 1850 was the law which came up with the providing the opportunities for the orphanage children who are uh, ready to work as an adolescent specifically under the apprenticeship. So that is statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is not correct. It was in the case of death, not only the injured. So fatal was specifically for the death compensation. So answer is option number B. Moving to the next question. Read it and answer. Arrange the following events. So this is highly trending question to arrange the sequences or arranging the events into the sequence. Understand it and arrange it. Okay. So first thing is abolition of slavery. For sure. The first thing that you need to remember is the first thing is abolition of slavery. Okay. So this becomes the first point. Now, this get cancelled, this get cancelled. After that, the first industrial relation was Apprentice Act of 1850. So if you check the years, these are the years and the sequence is this. So please remember a general when you study the trade union evolution, when you study the labor welfare evolution, when you study the labor legislation evolution, Factories Act evolution, they all are one and the same. The history remains the same. The history for the law remains the same for each and every legislation. Okay? Next question. Which of the following activities are included into social security group of labor welfare activities? So first and foremost thing, labor welfare activities can be bifurcated into three activities: intramural, extramural, and social security. So rather than calling them intramural and extramural, they are called as activities within the presence of the wall and activities outside the presence of the wall. Outside the presence of the organization. It was ILO who actually gave intramural and extramural activities definition. There are other authors also, those who have given the bifurcation. As per that author, the activities can be within the presence of the organization, outside the presence of organization, and social security activity. Gratuity and pension is a social security, provident fund is social security, medicinal benefits, this is something which can be within the presence as well as outside the presence. But vocational training for the dependents, this this is not actually the social security activity. This is vocational training. Oh, sorry, I have marked here wrong. It's not actually three, two. Vocational training for the dependents of the worker is your social security group. So the answer actually here has to be 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4. Okay, let me just correct it. One, 3 and 4 is the correct answer. Please do remember it. Now, the error with this question is, the question is not specifically mentioning the author. So I will let you know the author according to whom. I'm so sorry. Okay. Chalo. Moving to the next question. Intramural welfare activities focuses on providing safe and healthy working condition within the workplace, ensuring proper lighting, ventilation, and accident prevention measure directly impact employee morale and reduces the absenteeism. So correct. The answer is option number C. Both the assertion and reasons are the main. They are correct statements. And intramural welfare activities are associated with internal things. Next. So now we have the definition themes. So pure definitions are not given here. The definitions, you can say the keywords or themes are given. You have to match with the authors who are associated with this. This has been once a PYQ. So services and facilities and amenities conducive to the good health and high morale, comfort and improvement intellectual and the social over and above the wages, voluntary efforts to improve the existing industrial system and conditions of employment, efforts to make life worth living for the workers. The authors are given, match them. So the answer is Oxford Dictionary. Okay, the mark. Hold on. This is this. No. Where it is the Oxford, the first is your fourth. No, correct. Or option is one only. So your efforts of make life worth living is given by the Oxford Dictionary. So first is fourth. Author James Todd, comfort and improvement, intellectual and social work. This is correct. Then comes your E.S. Proud, voluntary effort. The keyword is voluntary effort to improve existing industrial system. And finally, encyclopedia is about creating the condensive good, providing the proper conditions for the work, right? So each and everything will have the keyword. Oxford is just this 4-5 terms or the words. This is the only definition given by Oxford dictionary. Then for your proud pound, this is your voluntary efforts is the keywords. And intellectual comfort, intellectual, social and overall above the wages is given by a Arthur James. And providing the proper facilities within the system is given by encyclopedia. Which of the following statement about welfare officers in India are correct? Read it and answer. So your option 1, statement 1 is correct, 2 is correct. Sorry, factories, welfare officers in the case of Factories Act, what is the requirement? Okay, now every option here has got option number 2 and option number 3 as well. Okay, ठीक है. हाँ. So the options here are not correct. Let me correct it for you. Give me a second. So now you answer. What would be the option? Statement 1 and 4 is correct. 2 and 3 are not correct because for the factories 500 is the requirement. For the Mines Act also it is 500. For plantation it is 300. Okay, moving to the next. Articles are given 38, 41, 42, 43. Match. Highly repetitive and 100% surety. One question would be there from the articles. Correct. So the answer is option 1. Article 38 gives the responsibility to the state to secure the social order and the welfare of the people within the country. 41 is about assistance, providing the public assistance. 42 is your providing just and humane condition and maternity benefit. 43 is ensuring living wage, decent working condition and opportunities. What is 43A? What is 43A? Write in the comment section. Correct. By which year's industrial policy resolution, the workers' participation in management was introduced for the first time? Which industrial policy resolution? Write in the comment section. Very good. 1956. Workers' participation in management was added to the Indian Constitution, Article 43A, by which amendment of Indian Constitution? Which constitutional amendment added 43A article to the Indian Constitution? 42. Correct. Workers' participation in management is statutory provision or non-statutory provision? Do we have the laws or legislations which provide statutory provisions for the workers' participation? Yes or no? Think. What is workers' participation in management? Providing equal representation of employee and employer in an decision-making committee. Work committee, safety committee. What are this? What are this? These are the form of Why non-statutory? We don't have statutory provisions. They are non-statutory. Works committee is non-statutory. How, Barsha? What do you mean by statutory and non-statutory? The provisions which are actually existing because of the law, or which came into the existence through law, central law or state law, they are having statutory status. Work committee given under, yes, it is given under what? Your Industrial Dispute Act. तो वो क्या हो गया? Statutory हो गया. Joint Management Council is non-statutory. It is introduced through the schemes. So we have number of non-statutory schemes also available, like Joint Management Council, board level participation, unit council, joint council. These all are non-statutory. But we have indirectly, we have the provisions. See, this is very conceptual question, and this can be asked in exam, that which of the following laws provide the provisions for statutory provisions for the workers' participation in management. So directly it is not mentioned. See, 1990 bill, which was for the first time introduced in Rajya Sabha, it failed. But now with the codes, new codes are coming, and in the form of the schemes, and in the indirect way we have the participation, right? So please do remember, if you are asked that if are we having any statutory provisions? So yes, we do have. Under Factories Act we have safety committee, Industrial Dispute Act we have work committee. Then in the minimum wages you have the notification or committee method, where committees have the equal representation of employee and employer, and they together actually fix and revise the wages, right? So we have the provisions wherever there is equal participation. Grievance redressal committee is a form of a workers' participation. Okay, okay. Now one more question related to workers' participation is it preventive measure? Is it protective? Is it settlement measure of industrial dispute, or any particular term is there for work committee? Students get confused when this is asked in exam. Work committee is what? Work committee is a preventive measure, but there is a special specification or special term mentioned for it in a law. It is a voluntary settlement. It is voluntary settlement machinery. Yes, it prevents the dispute from arising, but it is having a it is a voluntary. Employee and employer voluntarily come. So yes, remember it as preventive, but the actual term for it is voluntary. Voluntary settlement machinery. Next question. Which of the following are intramural welfare services in the scope of labor welfare? Okay, so the answer for this is option number C, right? One, sanitation, crèche, and your health and facilities for fatigue prevention. These all are intramural. Which of the following are statutory welfare services under the employee welfare schemes? Which of the following are statutory? What does this mean? That they are having some, they are introduced some or other way through the law. Canteen facility, medical claim insurance, pitons, first aid, harassment policy. Okay, so if we check in the terms of labor laws, this is canteen, pitons, first aid, we have statutory provision. Now, specifically, harassment policy, POSH, you know this, but this is not actually into the category of labor laws. ठीक है, तो हम उसे नहीं कंसिडर करेंगे. तो जो पॉश के अंदर में हरासमेंट पॉलिसीज के प्रोविजंस हैं, ठीक है, बट हम जब इन लेबर लॉस के टर्म्स में आंसर करेंगे तो आपको ये याद रखना है. नेक्स्ट, which approach of labor welfare primarily emphasizes the employer's sense of responsibility and morality toward the well-being of workers, often imposing welfare services from the higher authorities? POSCO. Correct. So answer is paternalistic approach. The higher authority is responsible for the next. Okay. Which labor, which approach of labor welfare is grounded in the scientific management principles and focuses on improving the efficiency of the workers, often treating them as a mechanical unit or a man hours? The answer for this is mechanistic approach. Next is relative concept of labor welfare is static, unchanging. It is dynamic and flexible, changing with the time, space, and location. Very, very simple questions. But this type of the questions are asked in exam, and if you are not able to clear it, huh. So relative concept of labor welfare is static and unchanging. No, the relative itself says it is changing. It has to be as per the time, as per the place. So statement 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. Holistic concept, social concept, relative concept, positive concept of labor welfare. Answer. Match them. Holistic is complete. That focuses on physical, mental, moral, emotional well-being. Okay. So we have C here. Elimination method. Answer is option number D. Principle of integration or coordination, association, responsibility, accountability, timeliness, match. Integration and association is what? Involvement, holistic welfare coverage. What does this mean? Every activity of labor welfare have to be integrated, not separated, coordinated. Everyone has to take the responsibility. Principle of association is involvement of the people into it. Principle of responsibility, it means workers accountability, giving them responsible, making them accountable. Principle of accountability is, now you, when you are making someone accountable, means you are doing an evaluation. It says you would be evaluated. You are accountable means you are answerable. When you are making, you are giving responsibility, you are making them accountable. Okay. And timeliness is time assistance. How many of you got confused? Those who got it correct, very nice. I don't know how did you do it, through elimination or something, but such type, see, you can see column B and column A. The options are in some way where you can get confused, like accountability can match, people can match accountability with the accountability, until and unless you have that clarity into your mind. Am I clear on this? Moving to next. Principle of totality of welfare, adequacy of wages, responsibility, efficacy. So A is here actually. Okay. Correct. Those who have answered option C. टोटालिटी ऑफ वेलफेयर का मतलब होता है लेबर वेलफेयर थ्रू आउट ऑल दी। यहां पे आपको ये टोटालिटी को होलिस्टिक कंसेप्ट ऑफ वेलफेयर से कंफ्यूज सॉरी मिक्सअप नहीं करना है। होलिस्टिक अप्रोच क्या कहता है कि सोशल, फिजिकल, इमोशनल सारा कवर होगा, इकोनॉमिक, वो होलिस्टिक कंसेप्ट है। लेकिन जब हम प्रिंसिपल ऑफ टोटालिटी बात करते हैं, टोटालिटी मतलब एज एन होल, टोटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यानी हर एक लेवल पे। और एडुकेसी ऑफ वेजेस क्या कहते हैं कि केवल और केवल एडुकेट वेजेस देना सफिशिएंट नहीं है। यस, यू शुड गिव देम राइट वेजेस, बट दे वोंट बी इनफ। So you need to acknowledge their social, emotional and economic welfare outcomes as well. Then responsibility is involving them into the planning and execution, and efficiency is to improve. So there was nothing to match actually. Am I clear? Now I want those who are the part of this MCQ series or the detailed class, मैं नहीं चाहती any of you will make the errors in totality of welfare और एडुकेसी ऑफ वेजेस का क्वेश्चन। अंडरस्टैंड, टोटालिटी का मतलब होता है हर लेवल के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे अवेलेबल होगा, जबकि एडुकेसी ऑफ वेजेस कहता है कि हाँ वेजेस देने चाहिए, एडुकेट होने चाहिए, बट इट शुड नॉट limited only to the wages. We need to get out of it and think about complete. Next, which of the following statement describe the placating theory of the welfare? The welfare measures are taken to appease militant labor groups. Management undertake welfare measure to avoid conflict and protest. Labor welfare measures are considered as a charity for the workers. The theory emphasizes employer responsibility in providing welfare only when demanded by the workers. So let's do the quickly questions. I have another class. Correct answer is option number 1 and 2. Labor welfare is not charity. Placating theory says that the employees are now aware. They know rights, their rights, what their rights, and to achieve those rights, they are ready to go to any extent. This leads to their militant nature. They strike, they go against the employer. So in order to appease them, उनको शांत करने के लिए the welfare facilities are provided so that there is no conflict, unnecessary conflict and protest is not there. Which statement are true about religious theory of welfare? It is based on the belief that man's actions in his life will affect his next birth. It emphasizes investment and atonement as the element of welfare. This theory believes in employers' responsibility to ensure workers' welfare without any religious connotation. The welfare measure include providing crèche, canteens, and other facilities. So the answer is how? ये सही है, ये सही है, and fourth one is also correct. सी रिलीजियस बिलीफ के अंतर्गत ही वो इस बिलीफ, सी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द वेलफेयर, सो ऑब्वियसली चाहे वो कोई भी बिलीफ सिस्टम हो, प्रोवाइड तो करेंगे ना, फैसिलिटीज तो देने हैं, सो ऑटोमेटिकली डी तो हर एक इसमें आएगा. वेलफेयर मेजर्स प्रोवाइड क्रेच, कैंटीन्स एंड अदर फैसिलिटीज, दे वुड बी गिवन बिकॉज रिलीजियस बिलीफ सिस्टम है. वो रिलीजियस बिलीफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड अटॉनमेंट, तो इन्वेस्टमेंट किस तरीके से, यही क्रेच कैंटीन, राइट. सो द आंसर इज व्हाट? ऑप्शन नंबर डी. 1 is correct, 2 is correct, 4 is correct, 3rd is not correct. Which of the following are not considered recognized theories of labor welfare? Police theory, scientific theory, philanthropic theory, trusteeship theory, social theory, benevolent theory. Okay. which is not considered. Yes, we don't have scientific theory and Bellevent theory. Bellevent. So your option number one. Which of the following is an example of unsafe act that may contribute to the industrial accident? Now there are two things: unsafe activity and unsafe reasons or the conditions. ठीक है? Activities are usually by whom? Employees, right? So which of the following are unsafe act? Slippery or unsafe flooring, inadequate protection when workers working with the hazardous material, employee negligence, machine malfunction, or a failure. Correct. As I told you, there are two things: unsafe activity and unsafe conditions. Unsafe conditions will involve those things which are usually the employers, or the something which is creating unsafe environment, related to environment. And activity or act would be where employees negligence is there. Employees are not able to, like they are not using the material correctly, they are not doing the activities correctly. So please do remember. Next question: which of the following is an example of non machine factor that may lead to industrial accident? There are two factors: machine factor and non machine factor. Non machine factors sometimes may be referred to as the human factors, but not always. It doesn't mean that every time they are the human factors. Okay? Improperly or inadequately guarded equipment, defective electrical fitting, non-wearing or the proper non-wearing of proper dress near exposed moving parts of a machine, deficiencies in the tools. Which are non? Previous one, Barsha, it was C only. ठीक है? प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में सी करेक्ट था, एम्प्लॉय नेग्लिजेंस. देखो यहाँ पे, ठीक है, यहाँ पे बताएंगे. ऑप्शन इज डी. तो नॉन मशीन फैक्टर्स हमारे क्या है? नॉन वियरिंग. इफ यू आर नॉट वियरिंग, दैट इज योर ह्यूमन फैक्टर, इट इज योर एक्टिविटी, योर एरर. Which of the following are examples of direct cause of industrial? Direct, indirect. Direct, which are visible. You know this is going to happen and this is visible. Indirected, which are not visible but they get affected. Accident affects. ठीक है? Medical treatment, legal fees, overtime pay or for the replacement of the workers, equipment repair cost, loss of production time. So you have to answer here what are direct cost. Correct. Your medical treatment is your direct cost. Equipment repair cost is your direct. Legal fees. What is legal here? Legality here leads to when it is related to legal issues. What can be legal issues? As per the law, if someone faces the accident, is supposed to get the compensation. Or if there is some kind of the case happening, that is legal fees. Usually this is not visible, right? Then overtime pay for replacement work. Until unless new worker is there, you have to pay to someone else the overtime. Or when you are hiring the new person, in case there is the hire of the new person, the cost incurred in hiring them. Loss of production time. When accident happens, the place where accident have occurred, it get affected, it has to be cleaned. So there is the loss of production time as well. Okay? This is your direct, this is your direct. Which of the following convention require the periodic review of procedure for recording and notifying occupational accident and diseases? Occupational Health Service Convention 1985, Occupational Safety and Health Service Convention 1981, number 155, Promotional Framework for Occupational Safety and Health Convention 2006, number 87, 187, none of the above. The answer for this is, please, in the notes I have explained all these three in little bit detailed in a passage form. Please go through this conventions, few important points. So when it comes to the review and procedures relating to notifying occupational accident and diseases is number 155. Framework provides that what kind of framework you should follow, what kind of a kind of a model which you should follow for occupational safety. And what is health service? This is related to the health, specifically health. ठीक है? Which of the following is the recommendation by Second National Commission on Labour 2002 regarding the labour welfare? Mandatory provision for the safety gear of all worker, implementation of standing order legislations for establishments employing 20 to 50 worker, requirement of employer to provide annual medical checkups for worker, introduction of minimum wage standards for the workers. So, especially for the welfare. So I have another class. Quickly, please do answer. I don't know how many of you have gone through the PDF of Social Security. These are the some questions where you lose mark or you can gain extra marks. When you skip those labor market and labor welfare topics, considering they are small or a very detailed one, then you will be, the people will be making good marks if they do this 2 units very nicely. The answer for this is option number B. Labor welfare, as per the Second National Commission, there has to be the standing order. Why? So this standing order, now here according to this standing order, where there has to be certain rules, predetermined rules related to welfare, related to safety. So according to second, there has to a separate standing order legislations. Okay. Okay. I am ending here only. I will be uploading the PDF. The questions which are pending, you will be doing it by yourself. Tomorrow, we will be doing the Social Security law and schemes, MCQs, plus labor market. So, there will be two classes, part 2 of this, part 1 of labor market. So, thank you everyone. We would be meeting in our next class. You would be doing the MCQs of this PDF. Only 5 to 6 questions are remaining by yourself. Any query, any question, you will be asking me in another class. Okay? Thank you. The answer for this is option A. Okay?